Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today they revealed Necromon for the Ghost line in Liberator, and I love this boss monster. I think everything he does is insane. I love his mechanics, I love his design, so what I want to do is go over the Ghost Engine cards that we've been given, and then go to cards that I think are immediate choices for tech cards, and things that I'm just thinking about with this archetype to make it a little bit stronger. So, starting with the egg that's available to us, it's the BT20 Demi-Meramon. On deletion, you can return a Digimon card with the Ghost trait from your trash of the hand. This is going to fix your stacks after you pop your own stack with an execute trigger. You can run this. I think I might be leaning more towards the old Demi-Meramon that lets you draw one, trash one. Cycling more cards might be a little bit better because you can guarantee the on deletion trigger. For the rookies available to us, we have the BT20 Candlemon, has Retaliate, and on deletion, trash a card in your hand to delete an opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Really powerful, good rate on that deletion effect. If you lose a level 4 with this under it, you're trading for a regular level 4, and purple does love discarding cards, so that can be a really nice inherit. We also have the Ghostmon for BT20. On play reveals top 3, you get a card with Ghost and a card with Liberator. The rest go bottom, and on deletion, you gain a memory. I'm more interested in the gaining a memory than the Surge effect. Purple already cycles cards really well, but gaining a memory back on deletion can be really strong, and depending on the routes you go with this, I think there's some cheeky things you can do with that inherit. For the level 4s, we have a BT20 Soulmon. On play, when Digivolving, one of your Digimon gets Retaliate until the end of the opponent's turn. And on deletion, we have the same Inherit to Trash card, delete a level 4. The Retaliate ability is really strong because of Execute, allowing us to attack at the end of turn and attack into unsuspended Digimon. We can always be trading up in value with that Retaliate trigger and make sure that we're wiping threats off the board. We also have the BT20 Bakemon. When Digivolving, if you have one or fewer Tamers, you can play a Violet from your hand without paying the cost. Good way to get your Tamers down. It's really efficient, and then on deletion, you gain a memory. So we like not paying for our Tamers, and we like getting that one memory back. In a stack with this and Ghostmon, you're getting 2 memory back off of your Execute play. It's possible to Evo into your level 6 or 5, do the Execute trigger, and then get back 2 memory for your trouble, which is a good bit. For our level 5s, BT20 Phantomon has Execute, new keyword. If you haven't seen it, at the end of your turn, this Digimon may attack. At the end of that attack, delete this Digimon. Your opponent's unsuspended Digimon can also be attacked with this effect. I have seen people call this a worse blitz. I disagree completely. Purple loves value, and all of these Execute Digimon get you something on deletion. You should be trading up or equal in value for this and then getting a body back. You are just going up in board advantage. So on deletion, this card says you may play a level 4 or lower Digimon card with the Ghost trait from your trash without paying the cost. Really great effect. Gets you a 4 back when your 5 dies. And then we have the new Violet Tamer that'll do some other stuff with this as well. The on deletion inherit is the same thing as the on deletion on the card. So just guarantees you a level 4 back. We also have Metal Phantomon. It has blocker. It goes on Phantomon for 1, and then on play when Digivolving. By deleting one of your Digimon, you can delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. Kind of an okay rate of exchange. We have this on MedievalGallantmon, and it's always just felt okay. The blocker is nice, but the inheritable that says on deletion, Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon is even more nasty. We are probably going to be swinging into things with our Necromon with the Execute trigger, and then when it dies, you get to Digivolve something else. This is just going to help you thoroughly break down your opponent's board, and I think it is a fantastic level 5 for this archetype. Our secondary boss monster in this archetype is Reapermon, has Collision Blocker, which is an awesome set of keywords, and then it's just probably the greatest floodgate I've ever seen. I love this guy. All turns, once per turn, when an effect digivolves your opponent's Digimon, de-digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon. This just spits in the face of trainings. It shuts down Blast Aces. It's just a good time for you if you're playing this card. On deletion, you also get to delete one of your opponent's play cost 4 or lower Digimon or Tamer, so it's going to do a whole lot of things. With the blocker, you can guarantee the de-digivolve with the Metal Phantomon trigger, so you're going to break down their stack anyways if this dies, and then you get to pop a Tamer or Digimon on your way out. It's just nasty. Then our main level 6, the new boss monster is Necromon. He is 4 to Evo on a level 5. He has Sec +1 and Execute. On play and when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon at the lowest level, and then on play, on deletion, you play a level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Ghost trait from your trash without paying the cost. So this is going to annihilate single stack decks. They're just going to lose their stack when you Evo into this. If they go wide, you're going to pop the smallest body, and then you're probably going to swing into their biggest stack, hopefully with Retaliate from the Bakemon. And then on deletion, you're going to get to play back a level 5 with the Ghost trait from trash without paying the cost. So this just gets you a lot of value, has a lot of damage being presented when you get into it, and I just think it's a fantastic boss monster in general. I love this man. He's probably going to be one of my most played decks as soon as this comes out. That synergizes incredibly well with the new Violet Inboots. Start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, you gain 1 memory, and then your turn, when any of your Ghost trait Digimon are deleted by suspending this Tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a card with Ghost trait in the hand with the cost reduced by 2. Something really nasty you can do with this is swing your Execute trigger, you get the level 5 back, and then you just tap your Violet down, and you get to go right back into a level 6, either Necromon or Reapermon. If you are breaking them down completely with the Necromon, I like the option of going into Reapermon, because now you have a blocker on the board that floodgates your opponent. They can't use trainings to come back into the game. They're kind of going to be forced to just sit in the back and evo up and raising until they can remove this to get some advantage or go into a level 6. So really nasty combination there, set up right from the get-go with the archetype. We also have the new option, Apparition Legion. Main by returning 9 levels total worth of Digimon cards from your opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck. You may play a Ghost Trait Digimon card of each of the return cards level from your trash without paying the cost. Then the Digimon this effect played gain Rush and Blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. And from security, you play a level 5 or lower Digimon card with Ghost Trait from your trash without paying the cost. This is an awesome option. I really like that you get to vary what levels you're playing. You can effectively get Necromon or Reapermon and then a level 3 for your troubles, or a 5 and a 4, or some other strange combination of levels if you don't quite have the best combinations possible to you. Being able to have Rush on these bodies too is really nice because of Execute. So if you play back something with Execute, it gets Rush, and then you swing the Execute check at the end of turn trigger. So you're just kind of set up that way to keep breaking down boards. Now, some really obvious cards that synergize really well with this deck, I think. Purple Scramble, since our level 6 costs 4 to get into, and we have the Metal Phantomon that also costs 4 to get into. Purple Scramble is a great way to make sure that we are evoing on rates. It's also going to be able to let us put a card back on top of the deck from trash, so we're going to be able to fix whatever we need for our stack really effectively. So I just think this pairs really nicely. We also have Back for Revenge. This allows more absurdity than you already had available to you with Necromon, Violet, and Reaper. If you Back for Revenge, you're level 5, evo into the Necromon, you swing your thing, it dies, you get your Necromon back with Back for Revenge. You don't get the on-play, but that's fine. And then you can still tap your Violet in boots to evo the level 5 that you play back from Necromon into Reapermon. So now you have Necromon and Reapermon on the board, and you are floodgated, as well as having a big level 6 to kind of stop your opponent from winning the game. So it's just a great combination. And if we're doing Back for Revenge shenanigans, we do have Demonic Disaster available to us. It is just kind of fantastic with the security +1 on Necromon. If we float both these bodies back next turn, we are threatening to swing 2 checks on this, 1 check on here, and then you can Demonic Disaster to pop the Reapermon, or even pop the Necromon to swing another check or 2 checks. And if you pop the Necromon, it's going to float into a level 5 or lower, so you just get to keep going wide and doing shenanigans that way. Also, with the ability to discard cards off of the on-deletion inheritables from Bakemon and the Candlemon, Matt Ishida is going to be able to net us memory back, so this kind of guarantees 4 memory on the play each turn, which is just really powerful. So definitely want Matt Ishida in the deck. We're also, if we're ever discarding cards, we're thinking about Nidhoggmon, ability to gain memory back when you pitch things. That's just good. We have MedievalGallantmon, probably the best higher end tech card you can put in the deck. We're going to be playing bodies back. We're going to be floating things. If a MedievalGallantmon ever sticks on the board, it is going to be a nightmare for your opponent. You're just going to be bouncing things, deleting things, and you have the Alliance Vortex checks. This is just going to be a pain for people to deal with. We also get totally screwed by this card, so you do want to be wary of this coming out. You're probably going to want to be playing your Psychmons in a deck that plays against this, but really, it's just really great in this deck. So definitely want to recommend this over like Ruin Mode, Death X, whatever you're thinking of. MedievalGallantmon, I think, is going to be the best pair for this deck. Speaking of MedievalGallantmon, if we want to think about purple and red bridges, Skullgreymon, not even a bad choice in this deck, I don't think. We have 2 inheritables that give us on deletion, gain 1 memory. You can use Skullgreymon, delete itself, pop 2 5k or lower bodies on the board, which can trim down your opponent's board if you're being threatened for game. And then on deletion, you play a level 3 back. So if you scramble into this, you're only paying 3 for it. You get 2 memory back. This is effectively a 1 memory play that pops 2 5ks on the board and gets you a body back. So I think this is viable. You also have the Chimeramon for BT18. It's going to pop one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, which quite frankly, if they only have 1 stack on the board, this just pops it, which is fantastic. And then the security attack +1 inheritable can be really strong. Necromon already swings +1, so now you're threatening 3 checks with Necromon and then floating into another body. Yes, please. That sounds great. Lastly, the other thing I want to mention, the bottom end of our deck really isn't that crazy. Purple Hybrid kind of fulfills similar things that it does. So Purple Hybrid can play as Tamers for free, so we can get our Violets without having to use the Bakemon. It can get us memory back on deletion with the old Koichi Kimura, so we don't have to worry about losing that on, I think the Soulmon has the deletion +1 memory inherit. Ghostmon we can still run with the purple hybrid engine, so we can still get memory back whenever we lose a stack. And this offers more lower end removal to the deck, so we have the potential to be removing things with our level 4 suite, our level 5 execute suite, and our level 6 suite. The only thing that you lose by running the purple hybrid engine is you probably don't have access to the retaliate when digivolving trigger, so you might consider running that alongside the purple hybrid engine or a smaller version of purple hybrid. But why I want to bring up purple hybrid, it's not just the removal, it's that you also get access to Jax Raid, which I think is also really strong in this deck. If you're looking at playing things like Medieval Gallantmon, Jax Raid helps curb the cost of that play, and it also threatens the Apparition Legion a little bit more effectively. If you have a lot of memory to gain off of Jax Raid, you can probably be plopping this down. And if we're talking about the map too, that puts you at 4 memory. You really only need to hit 2 good Jax Raids for 2 memory each, and you can play this without passing turn and threaten a crap ton of rush damage. So that's kind of where my head's at with this deck, just right off rip, without too much thought about it. I want to know what you guys are thinking about this in the comments down below. What kind of tech cards are you thinking about running? And what do you think about this archetype as a whole now that it's fully revealed? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you to our YouTube members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, and Coffee Deus who make videos like this possible.